What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love power, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now, tonight, we're going to be talking about Power Book 2 Ghost, Episode 7. This is just my quick thoughts, my first impressions of this episode. I will be dropping the full recap later on in the day for you guys, so stay tuned for that. But overall, my first impressions of this episode was, it's going to be very interesting to see this whole war between Tariq and Kane. Kane Tejada is definitely, he's building up a lot of rebellion, and he's starting to really plot and plan to take down your boy Tariq. And that was one of the main things that I found very interesting in this episode. Now, as far as Tariq in this episode, he did make some of those adjustments that I've been telling you guys about all along. He finally found out that Cooper Saxe is the uncle of Riley. So now we got to wait and see how he's going to adjust to that, how he's going to counter Cooper Saxe, because since he knows the truth, now it's time to go in and take out Saxe somehow. And I can't wait to see how he's going to do that, man. Your girl Riley, of course, she's into it with Brayden, and Brayden had to pretty much drop her because he felt like she was lying. But the crazy part was, she wasn't necessarily lying, she just wasn't telling him the full truth on why she was there. She couldn't tell him that because she will pretty much expose her Uncle Nancy. She can't do that. So she'll tell him up everything of the truth, but not the full truth. You see what I'm saying? The way Tariq set that up, that's called chess right there. He set it up perfectly by using Brayden's brother Trace with his lie. It made perfect sense. And it was very believable, of course, when Brayden actually went and did his research on the whole situation. But it was crazy with that. Now, this episode was called Sex Week. And the title of the episode alone will make you want to watch, will make you want to see what was going on, right? Now, once again, Tariq doesn't smash at all. And you guys, you watch my final predictions, I said, look, he's definitely got to smash. He's going to. It's going to happen this week. Does not happen. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, it's probably not going to happen at all this season at all. I just don't think it probably will now, especially since it didn't happen in this episode. But besides that, we know Professor Milgram was here once again, and she was messing around with Zeke. And it seems like Zeke, just like a young man, is getting very attached, right? He wants Professor Milgram. He's telling her, look, won't you come and let me introduce you to my Aunt Monet? That is a problem. That is a problem, and Professor Milgram knows this. This cannot get out at all because it's going to pretty much mean trouble for her. It cannot get out. But Zeke does actually like Professor Milgram, and we saw Jay Kelly, Jabari, he's very jealous. He thinks it's Tariq. It's just crazy, man. This dude, Jabari, acts like a teenager. This dude is very immature. He's very childish, and he's doing things to try to get back at Professor Milgram. At the same time, he's continuing to use Tariq and try to get his content. Now, Tariq doesn't know what Jabari is doing as far as using his work. We're going to find out that later down the line. I can't wait to see the conclusion of that storyline. But Jabari was really pissing me off in this episode. I mean, this guy acts like a kid. Like, you're jealous of a freaking student, and you were messing around with one of your students or whatever, a grad assistant. You were messing around with her. So how can you even get mad at what Professor Milgram is doing? You see what I'm saying? That's because he wants to control her and wants to have her for himself and himself only. But his truths eventually will come out. I can't wait to see him be exposed. And eventually, of course, Tariq will be that person to expose him once he figures out what he is actually doing. And we learned in this episode, Tariq is back in the race for the fellowship program because of who? Jabari, which, I made those predictions about that months ago about Tariq using this leverage. But I thought the leverage was going to be the truth of finding out what Jabari was doing. But he doesn't even have to do that. Jabari is giving him another opportunity to get into this fellowship program just because he's so jealous and mad at Professor Milgram. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. Now, who we did see return in this episode was Paz, of course, and Cooper Saxe. He did a hell of a job at making it seem like Tasha was going against Angela and making it seem like, Tasha set everything up, right? Now, we made those predictions about, and hopefully you guys watch the final prediction videos, because usually, I take everything from throughout the whole week from the fans, and we put everything together and come up with the final predictions. A lot of those predictions came true in tonight's episode. We got Paz, she returns, and of course, she can't really give you anything, right? You know what I'm saying? She can give you nothing. Davis McLean, he took complete advantage of that. We saw that in this episode. There's nothing she can really say. All Cooper Saxe can do is stir things up. Now Paz is asking herself questions about, can I really even trust Tasha? Was she really sincere? Did she really set my sister up? You see what I'm saying? But of course, David McLean, he kind of cleared that up, and we know that Tasha and Paz had that conversation at the end of the episode. But besides that, I mean, Paz returning, that was okay. Tariq not smashing, that's a bad thing because he didn't get the smash. Monet catches her first body in the show that we saw on screen. And of course, Drew has finally stepped up in the sense of being hard. We haven't seen him be this serious ever. You know what I'm saying? He was acting like he was a new person out there with the strap. But it is what it is. Tariq, he is very trusted by Monet, right? Very trusted by her. And Kane does not like that at all. Kane Tejada is coming for Tariq St. Patrick at all costs. He doesn't like how Monet is running things. Secondly, he's using Officer Ramirez as a leverage now. Now those two are forming a little click up together, right? Because now Officer Ramirez is like, man, you right, Kane. Monet is changing. And throughout the whole weeks, we've been seeing it every episode. Monet is pretty much using Officer Ramirez. So he's seeing the same things that Kane is seeing. So they have like a mutual bond. They understand like, okay, you're right. She is kind of switching things up. And Officer Ramirez, he's going to be very dangerous, especially if he's going to be coming for Tariq. And we know in this next episode, it's about to get crazy, right? It's definitely about to get crazy. Monet is pissed off, of course, because Lorenzo put his hands, or had his boys put his hands on Kane, and that changed him completely. That took him to the breaking point. Now Kane is about to do some things that a lot of people is not going to like, but if you've been following my channel, if you've been reading and following the descriptions that I've been giving you guys, I've been telling you that Kane's rebellion will reach new heights. We talked about this before the season aired about Kane, and now you're seeing it. We're seeing the rebellion, and eventually it's going to be a hell of a outcome when it's all said and done. That's why I tell you guys, these characters' descriptions, they're coming true. I want to know what's going to be the deadly consequences of Drew, because that's what it says in his description. And we know, and what are we talking about Drew? We talking about Zeke involved in that, as well as Everett. It's going to be major issues to come. But what's going to happen with Tasha in this whole case? She wants to protect Tariq, and it's still some people that got to be called on the stand. Epiphany, she's one of them. And we saw that in this episode. Of course, she will be exposed. She will be talked to eventually. And y'all saw what she was on last season. She would tell, trust me, if she had to protect her son, she will say whatever she has to say, right? We're going to see in the next episode, or whenever they bring her back, exactly what's going to happen within the storyline. Like I told you guys, this is just my quick thoughts, first impressions. I thought it was a very good episode. I thought it was a very good build-up episode for what's to come in the future of the show. And I can't wait to see how it all is going to play out. But the recap will be dropping later on, the full recap of the episode. You guys stay tuned. Thank you for all the love and all the support. Leave your predictions down below. Let me know what you thought about this episode and what do you see happening next. But no cheeks was clapped by Tariq. Damn. And also, Lone Neck Malcolm, he decided to show up and piss me off, man. That dude is funny. The crazy thing about what Lone Neck Malcolm was talking about was, it was actually true. Lauren, for real, she probably needs to stay away from Tariq, because we know what happens when you get close to him, right? bad things happen. So we shall see, man. We shall see. But keep supporting your boy, and I will continue to bring you more Power Book 2 Ghost content in the future. But it's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.